What is up, everybody, and welcome back to your favorite place to talk movies. I'm your host, Luce, and this is Real Talk, Off Script. So today is finally the day. I have finally seen Disclosure Day. You guys know that I've been really excited for this movie. I told you guys that not even for the month of June that we're in now, but for the whole year of 2026, this has been one of my most anticipated movies. It's been maybe top five for me, maybe number five on my list of most anticipated. But either way, it's been in my top five, and I finally got a chance to go see it. So I'm gonna let you guys know what I thought about it. I'm gonna give you the good, bad, and the ugly of this movie. Now, I will say, to start off the review, I will say I did enjoy this movie. I really did. I got a lot of what I was looking for with this film, but there was a lot more just selfishly I wish I would have got out of it, and I'm going to go into detail about that a little bit more in the review. But overall, I really enjoyed it, and I would definitely suggest you guys go out and see it. It does give that big blockbuster summer flick kind of feel that I know a lot of people are saying that they feel like they've been missing so far this year, even though we got some really big movies and movies that we didn't think would be as big that eventually turned into big movies like Obsession and I would say Here or Less Backrooms, even though I kind of figured it would do pretty good. But a lot of people are just saying they've really been wanting that summer blockbuster feel back, and I think Disclosure Day 100% gives you that feel. But let me get into a little more specific issues and things that I liked about this movie. So, to start off the movie, start the movie review, I should say. If you guys haven't, and surprisingly enough, there's a lot of people who have not heard of it. Disclosure Day. I've talked to some of my friends about it, and they was like, "Oh, I never heard of that one." I'm like, "What? Do you live under a rock?" But yeah, so for y'all who don't know, Disclosure Day is essentially about. I do not remember the character's name, so I'm sorry. But the two main characters of this movie are essentially juggling a they're really just trying to have all the information of aliens just put out into the open and just given to the public because they feel that, which I agree, they feel that all 8 billion people, and I think this is a direct quote from the movie, all 8 billion people in the world deserve this information, which is we're not alone in the universe. And me personally, like I said, I agree. If that's something that actually is true, I do feel like, excuse me, that is something that we all should know. I feel like we deserve to know whether we are alone in the cosmos or not. So essentially, the whole movie is just, and I've heard a lot of people. I don't have any problem with this, but a lot of people have had problems with it. But I do feel like this movie is just kind of cat and mouse chase throughout the movie. Like essentially, like the well, I don't want to call them the government, but the villain organization or conglomerate. I think they're called Wardex. I think that was the name. They're essentially chasing and hunting down the two main characters of the movie because, of course, they have all the information pertaining to aliens and their existence, and they want to get it out. And of course, a company like that would not want that information out for all kind of different reasons. And that's essentially what the movie is from start until about the third act, or maybe halfway through the second act. But I'll just say the third act. The third act, which I will get into later, is a completely different thing, and we'll get into that, like I said, once I get to it. But that's essentially what the movie is about. And just from the trailers, I pretty much got that is essentially what we're gonna get. But there are a lot more aspects of this film that I did not think they were gonna touch on. For example, there's a lot of religious undertones and overtones in this movie. 100%. I didn't think they would go there, but I actually really enjoyed it because a lot of reasons why in everyday life and real life, a lot of people who kind of want to know the truth as far as are extraterrestrials visiting us, or are they beaming people, beam me up, Scotty? Like, is that like a real thing or not? But a lot of people feel like that information, even if we feel like it's something that could be vital for our existence. And I don't want to go off on a tangent about how I feel about aliens, but a lot of people say this. They're saying, like, as far as religion, that's obviously going to spit in the face of a lot of religious people if they find out that we're not the only ones that exist, kind of like what a lot of religious texts say. But if we find out that aliens exist and there's life all throughout the galaxy, all throughout the universe, should I say, of course that's going to rattle a lot of people, and the movie touches on that as well. One of our main characters, or, well, I wouldn't call her one of the main characters, but one of the very important characters in this movie, Jane, who is the girlfriend of the lead. I can't think of the actor's name or the or his name in the movie right now, so I apologize for that. But Jane is his girlfriend essentially, and she was actually I don't know too much about nuns and everything, but I guess she was studying to be a nun or doing whatever she needed to do to become one, or whatever the case may be. So for her dealing with the idea of alien life existing, and not only existing, just being on Earth. Of course, she went back and forth with that, and it kind of ties into her. I think it's called a monastery or whatever, wherever she went to study this or whatever the case may be. She even would go and speak to people who she used to know there and ask them, how would you feel if you found out that, we're not the only life in the universe? And even then, that was a whole thing. So I didn't think the movie was going to go into religion, kind of at all, to be completely honest. But that was a main proponent of the movie. And to be completely honest, I think it was very welcome. Because obviously, Steven Spielberg, he seems to be a nerd about this alien life thing or alien life form thing, kind of like I am. So of course he's gonna do his homework. And like I told you guys a couple minutes back, that's a major thing that people talk about pertaining to aliens, and I'm glad that he put that in the movie because that is a real thing that people talk about. So yeah, I didn't think that the religious themes were gonna be as strong as they were. I didn't think the themes of compassion either were gonna be that big in the movie because Emily Blunt's character, I don't remember her. I think what is her name in I can't think of her name in the movie either. I apologize. But Emily Blunt's character, she gets these powers, which you can kind of see in the trailer. She get these powers, and they're trying to figure out why that is, and where did it come from, and why is it specifically her with these powers. And one of her main powers is just being able to just look you in your eyes, and just like there's a certain level of compassion that she can feel for you just based off of everything that you've experienced in your life. And I feel like a lot of the message in the film is just, which it has a World War III backdrop. Like the whole in the background of this movie, the it looks like the whole world is going to shit, and it's because I guess a lot of different countries are going to war. Boy, does that ring true about how everything's going on today in today's day and age with in real life outside of the movie. But in the movie, the backdrop is World War III essentially, and this information coming out in the midst of that. But the whole movie in itself is based off of religion, the idea that there are more intelligent life forms out there, and some of them are here, and we're hiding the truth, and compassion, like I just said. And Emily Blunt's character, as I keep stating, she could just look at you and just somehow feel some kind of compassion for you and just see into you and see into your soul, kind of. Like that was another thing that I wasn't. I obviously saw that she had some kind of different thing going on from the trailers, but I wasn't expecting it to be anything remotely close to that. And I feel like just from her character alone, and I'll say the first act when she kind of got her powers, I kind of, and this is one of my gripes with the film. I kind of wasn't not that I wasn't buying it, but I just wasn't buying the need for it. I just didn't understand the need for it. But as the movie went on and on and on, and I saw like how she could, no pun intended, touch people just with her powers and just see into them, it made more sense as the movie went on and on and on. And as it got into the third act, it 100% made sense. And I feel like Steven Spielberg really tied a nice bow at the end of the movie, even though a lot of people disagree. So I'll get into that too. So yeah, the religion aspect, compassion, and then of course just the cat and mouse thing is a whole thing, which is another gripe that I have with the movie. Don't get me wrong. Now, like I said, I've done a lot of research on the government and aliens and them hiding things or not hiding things or whatever the case may be. I liked the fact that this was a cat and mouse kind of thing. Like they're trying to get a hold of all the information that they've stolen from this company Wardex to put out. I liked it like maybe the first two times that I saw it, like as far as them trying to track him down and get it from him. I love like a heist, like the police are after the criminal and the criminal has to do all kind of things to get away from the police. Like I like shit like that, but I don't like it to be monotonous. I don't like it to be over and over and over again, and it's not really like expounding on why we're doing this for the fifth time. And I feel like that's one of the main things that this movie kind of did. In my mind, I'm like, okay, how many times can this guy get away, narrowly get away at that? Like, it's like if this dude just literally looks to his left, you could see him right there, and you could just grab him. He's in arm's reach of you. Like, I don't know how many times we can do that before I just start to call bullshit. Like, I turn my brain off when I get to the movies, at all movies, and just try to just let the story take me where it wants to take me. Yes, I do that, but at the same time, it's like for the fifth time, how does he keep getting away? And how many times? Oh, we got him. Oh, we got him. He's at a motel. Oh, we got him. He's at a gas station. Oh, we got him. Like eventually, it was like, okay, Give me a little bit. Give me a little more. I just need a little more. But I will say, like I said earlier, once we get to the third act, oh my, the movie just like it completely transformed into everything that I was looking for. But that is one of my gripes. I feel like it did become a little monotonous that they're like, okay, now he's blah blah blah, now he's here, now he's there. Oh, move in on him. Let's break down the door. And it's like, how many times are we gonna do this? Like, okay, we're an hour and 45 minutes in. How many times is the government or war just gonna bust through the door and try to catch him again? Like that was one of my gripes of the movie. So moving on, like I said, I feel like the movie really picks up in the second act, and in my opinion, I feel like, and I heard a lot of people saying, "Oh, this is Emily Blunt's best portrayal. This is her best character. This is her best performance." And I was like, the first act, I was not feeling it at all. I didn't see what everybody saw, but I will say, once the second act starts, I feel like not only did the movie really pick up, but I really feel like Emily Blunt's portrayal of this character, like I don't remember her name. Sorry again, but I feel like once the second act starts, everything picks up more. Like literally all the characters acting, I feel like picks up more. I know the first act was really setting everything up, but the second half and the not the second half, the second act and the third act, I really feel like this movie really took off, and that's when I started to really enjoy the movie. More than I thought I would when I was watching the first act. When I was watching the first act, I really would say, I was like, oh damn, this might not be the movie I was hoping to get, and not even from just a selfish standpoint, just like from a quality standpoint. But I feel like like I keep saying, the second act it really takes off. I feel like even Steven Spielberg's the shots that and I don't know who the cinematographer is for this film either. But I'll just say even the shots that they chose to like even how they everything just about this movie picked up in the second act for me, which I really enjoyed. Um, Emily Blunt's portrayal, her character, her performance is really good. Coma Domingo, who's on a fucking run, like an amazing run. He had a really good performance as well. And obviously he was in Michael a couple months back playing Joe Jackson, and that was really good as well. But let's get to like the last 30 minutes of this movie. The last 30 to 35 minutes of this movie. I saw this movie I saw it at a Cinemark theater. I told you guys I'm a big Cinemark guy because we don't really have good AMC's in the town that I live in. But I'm a Cinemark guy, so I saw this movie in XD, which is their biggest format, at least in the city I'm in. I don't know if they have bigger formats in other cities or whatever, but that's the biggest one that I got. So I saw this movie in XD. It was a pretty healthy crowd in there. It was a decent amount of people in there, I will say. But I'll say for the last 30 to 35 minutes of the movie, I feel like that second act leading into the third act really got everybody on board, just how it did for me, for myself. The last 35 minutes, I will say, like, you could hear a pin drop in there. You could hear, like a lot of country folks say, you could hear piss. You could hear a church mouse piss on cotton. It was so quiet in there because everybody was so enthralled at what we were seeing, and I feel like they did such a good job in the second act, really tying everything together for the climax, for the finale. And we were all just eating it, like we were eating out of their hands when it comes to the third act. Like the last 30 minutes, I cannot say this enough. We were all just locked in, like, oh my, like what's gonna happen? Like we did not know. I genuinely had no idea how this was gonna go, to be completely honest. But yeah, everybody was just so engaged, like you didn't hear a peep. Like there was no coughing. You know how sometimes in theaters you can hear people kind of whispering to each other, or somebody sneezes or coughs or drops their M&Ms on the floor or something. No, like I didn't hear anything. It's almost like everybody was holding their breath. Almost like I didn't hear anybody breathing for like the last 30 minutes. Like it was like crazy, like mind melting. Like could this is too close to real life that I had to, and I feel like it was just me. Like this is so close to real life as to how they went about the finale and the climax, that I'm like, if this were to happen in real life, this is how it would look. And I feel like everybody was kind of on the same page, like wow, like if this is, and of course, we've had our real government in real life every other week putting out different UFO files and everything. So I feel like people are kind of getting more on board of this may actually be a real thing, and seeing it on the big screen, like damn, this might actually be a real thing. I feel like it was so relatable that everybody was just locked in the movie. And then, at least in my theater, I can't speak for everybody else, but I have seen a lot of people say, man, that last act or that third act or the last 20 minutes or whatever, I'm saying 35 to 30 minutes. But yeah, I feel like everybody was just so locked in my theater, and I think that's a good thing that a lot of people were just so engaged with the movie at that point, because it shows that it was deserved. Like it shows that the movie earned it. Because I've been in a lot of movies where the last act is really good, but the first two were horrible, and people just they had turned their brain off at that point. Didn't seem like that for this film, so I would definitely say the last 30 to 35 minutes you're gonna want to lock in because you are going to see some shit. It's gonna be something you haven't really seen in a movie before, especially if you see this in theaters, like I'm suggesting you guys should. But that's pretty much my review for Disclosure Day. I will give this a loose approves, 100%, and I will say I suggest you guys going out to see this one and go see this one soon. This is not one that, of course, you can go out to see it whenever you guys see fit. If you want to go see this on Tuesdays or Wednesdays, we can go see it a little cheaper. Hey, however you want to get to it. But I will suggest that you might want to go see this one sooner rather than later. And you definitely want to go see this one sooner rather than later because you don't want to get spoiled like I did. I did get spoiled for one very important scene in the movie because somebody posted on Threads like an asshole. So I did get a little spoiled. But if you want to avoid spoilers, you might want to go see this one soon. And once again, I give this a loose approves. But that's enough of how I feel about the movie. I want to know about how you guys feel. Are you interested in seeing Disclosure Day? Did you even know what it was? Because I told you guys, there's a couple of people I talked to that didn't even know what this movie was. I had to kind of school them and put them on game of what it is. But yeah, I want to know, do you guys plan on going to see this? Have you already seen it and you have your own thoughts as well? But I do want to know just whatever you guys feel just in general. So go down in the comments, let me know, and we'll go from there. So moving on from Disclosure Day, there's another topic that I wanted to get into, which I feel like this topic is about one of the movies that I feel like is going to be top three biggest film of this year as far as box office goes, and that's Toy Story 5. So Toy Story 5 recently had its premiere. I believe it was maybe Wednesday or Thursday of this past week. I'm actually recording this on a Saturday morning. So I believe the premiere for this movie was a couple of days ago now, but let's just say Wednesday, Thursday time. So anytime a movie has a premiere, what I do, I always try to go online and just try to pay attention, depending on where it is, because sometimes they're in LA and people don't get out of the premiere until like 2 o'clock in the morning my time, because I'm on the East Coast. So it really depends on the movie and depends on where this movie actually had its premiere at. But luckily, sometimes, I don't know about Toy Story, but sometimes it'll be in New York or something like that, and I'm like, okay, cool. Around like 11, I can be expecting their reactions. But either way, that's neither here nor there. The initial reactions came out for this movie for people who went to the premiere or people who just saw press screenings early or whatever the case may be. Reactions for Toy Story 5 came out, and not only were all the reactions glowingly, like people were glowingly speaking about this movie, some people were saying this is the best Toy Story movie, which sets the bar high as fuck, because if you're a Toy Story fan like I am, I've told you guys plenty of times how big of a Toy Story fan I am and how much I love Buzz Lightyear and grew up wanting to be in Star Command and all that shit. I told y'all how I feel about the movie. I personally feel like Toy Story 2 is the best movie, followed by Toy Story 3 and then 1. And then you can throw 4 in there. But a lot of people online generally say the second or the third is the best movie in their opinion. And I saw a lot of people online, as far as just the initial reactions from people who went to press screenings and the premiere and all that stuff. I saw a lot of people, not just like one or two there, and I saw a lot of people saying that this is the best Toy Story movie, and if not the best, the second best. Which, like I said again, is setting the bar insanely high. Because I believe Toy Story 3 was nominated for an Oscar. Like, and I don't think it was just for animation. I think it was for like best film type of thing. I may be wrong. I'll look this up after I put this pod out. But I may be wrong. But I feel like I believe that one being nominated for an Oscar for like best film. So that tells you how good Toy Story 3 is. Like I said, Toy Story 2 is not my personal favorite, but if I had to pick which one I think is the best, I think it's Toy Story 2. But a lot of people are saying like this movie really packs a punch as far as emotion. I saw a lot of people saying that they were brought to tears. Of course, this is just the initial reactions. The actual, review embargo has not lifted yet. I don't even know when the review embargo lifts, so I'm sure the movie comes out this upcoming week. It'll probably be maybe Tuesday, Wednesday time that we will start to get like full reviews. But as far as just online reactions, that embargo is already lifted. So if you guys are interested, you can just go online and look up Toy Story 5 reactions and read some of them for yourself. But I saw so many people saying they were brought to tears and this is Toy Story at its finest. I saw some people saying this is not only the best in the Toy Story franchise, but the best Pixar film ever created. So I will say these people who saw this movie early, they are. I'm hoping that this movie can actually stick the landing the way they're making it seem like it should and could, because there has been plenty of times, and I will say, and I'm going to tell you guys this, and I'm going to say this moving forward. If you keep listening to the podcast, that is, there's been so many times where the initial reactions came out for a movie, and it made it seem like this is like Casablanca, like they've made it seem like this is the best thing they've ever seen in cinema, and then we go see the movie, and it's like this is good, but it's not that good. But the initial reactions usually always are way better than what the reviews actually end up being. But there have definitely been times where I've seen people in their initial reactions, and they're saying this is the best thing I've ever seen. Like kind of like for example, Dune 2. When the initial reactions for Dune 2 came out, they set the bar really, 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 really high. And even then, I was like, this movie cannot be that good. Then the actual reviews came out. The actual reviews matched it. They said, "Oh, this is a 9 out of 10. This is the best movie I've seen the whole decade. This is. Yeah, you hear all kind of stuff like that." And then when I actually went to see the movie, I was like, "Yeah, this is one of the best movies I think I've ever seen." I remember watching that movie, and just not to go off on a tangent because I know we're talking about Toy Story, but I remember watching that movie, Dune 2, that is, in theaters, and maybe like the first 30 to 45 minutes, I'm like, yes, this is one of the best movies I think I've ever seen. This movie is nowhere near even being over yet. And once the movie was over, I still said the same thing. Yeah, this is one of the best movies I've ever seen. So if they're saying the same thing about Toy Story 5 as far as being the best in the franchise, being the best from Pixar, we can't do anything but to expect that to be essentially what we're gonna get come this Friday or Thursday, because I'm saying this a day early. But yeah, if that's what people are really saying, I think Toy Story 5, at least from what it sounds like, from what people are saying, this could be one of the better movies that we're gonna see this year. And with just quality aside, like I keep telling you guys, I told you this on the when I did my box office episode. I believe this is like maybe my third or fourth episode that I did on the channel. But I told you guys then that Toy Story 5 is gonna be one of the bigger films of the year. So you should already prepare yourselves for it. So if I'm just going off, and then obviously I had no idea, how good this movie could be then. This was in March, I believe. I put that episode out. But if they're saying this movie is that good, and you couple that in with this being Toy Story, like one of the biggest franchise of all time, like I don't think there's anyone that's maybe under a billion as far as maybe the first one, but I could be wrong about that. It could be could be all of them are gross like $1 billion, but this one is for sure gonna make around like 1.5 type of shit when it comes to the box office. Like I really believe with the movie being as good as people are saying it is, if the quality is there and the franchise already is crazy popular, you can go ahead and write that off as this is gonna be one of the bigger films of the year. And I think it's only gonna come third to Spider-Man and Avengers, which I'm gonna talk about in the next topic. But that's enough of how I feel about this. Once again, like I told you guys, the initial reactions, the out of the theater reactions are available. I've seen a decent amount of them. Once they started to come out, I usually just spend a couple hours just trying to see what everybody is, saying. I usually don't watch a lot of actual reviews or read a lot of reviews because I don't want anybody to sway how I feel about a movie. But I will look at initial reactions, and the initial reactions for this movie are through the roof. So I'm interested to know what you guys think. Are you guys interested in going to see Toy Story 5? Are you guys fans of the franchise? Do you even care about initial reactions, or do you just go in a movie dry and then you don't want to know anything about what people feel? I know some people do that a lot. So if that's you, or if you have any opinions based off of Toy Story 5 and the initial reactions like I told you guys, go down in the comments, let me know, and we'll go from there. Alright. So, with Toy Story 5 down, with Disclosure Day down, I do have one more thing I want to talk about. And I know we just talked about a movie that I think is going to be the third highest grossing movie of the year. Now we're going to talk about the one that I think is the second highest grossing of the year. And it is this. So, there was some leaks this past week. Several leaks, I should say. Some for Disclosure Day and then some for this movie. And this movie is Spider-Man Brand New Day. So, we all knew that we were supposed to be getting a new Spider-Man trailer any fucking day now. Yeah, a lot of us have been waiting. A lot of us have been online and speculating and having conversations about when it's going to be, where it's going to be. Is this going to be straight to the theater thing, kind of like Avengers did? Is this going to be just something that comes out on the internet along with the tickets? Like that's happened I don't know how many times before. But apparently, the first glimpse that we got of this is a leaked trailer. So yeah, the full trailer, which it should be trailer 2 at this point, has leaked online for Spider-Man Brand New Day. And something that I find odd about that is I haven't looked in the past couple of days, like maybe the last 2 or 3 days, but you could just go on Twitter or Threads and look up Spider-Man, and they're still floating around. Usually, like I guarantee you right now, if the Avengers Doomsday trailer somehow found its way online right now, that shit would have been taken down in like a record time. Like that would have been out of there quick. So if you saw, you would have had to take it, rip it, put it on you. Like you would have to do so much to like get that out there, compared to how this Spider-Man trailer literally leaked like beginning of the week and it was still there like a Thursday. Like that's odd to me. But that's neither here nor there. I'm not even gonna get into my speculation for that. But I will say I did watch the trailer because it showed up so much on my feed. I'm like, well, it's just a trailer. It's not like the whole movie leaked or anything crazy like that, right? But I'll get to that later. So yeah, the trailer leaked, and I'm like, okay, I guess I'll watch it. Like, this is gonna be a couple of days before when the actual trailer comes out, because I mean, July is getting here sooner rather than later. So you would expect way more promotional stuff to start to come out about Spider-Man soon, really soon. So I'm like, yeah, I'll just watch the trailer. The trailer is really good. I will say that the trailer is really good. It got me even more excited for the movie than I already was. We got a lot of action. Looks like a lot of different storylines here, there. I'm not gonna spoil it for you guys because I obviously didn't have to watch the leak. I chose to, so I don't want to put that on you guys. But it looks like a lot of action, a lot of story, a lot of emotion, everything that we expect just from seeing the first trailer. This one is just literally trailer 2, trailer 2.0. Like essentially, that's the best way to put it. But to me, that's not even the biggest news about Spider-Man Brand New Day. The biggest news about Spider-Man Brand New Day is apparently this I have not looked into because of course I don't want that to hinder my experience of seeing this the first time in theaters. But from the looks of it and from the sound of it, it sounds like the full movie leaked. I don't know what that means. I don't know if the script leaked. I don't know if you actually watched this. I don't know if this is, of course, with unfinished, digital effects and CGI. Like, I don't know to what capacity this movie leaked, but everybody, not everybody, but a lot of people online are saying somebody leaked the full Spider-Man Brand New Day movie. Like I keep saying, I don't know what that entails and I don't want to know. Once I saw that, I literally muted everything Spider-Man on my Threads feed. I need to go do it on my Instagram as well. But I don't want you guys, nor do I want myself to be leaked. But I did want to come over here and warn you guys that, like, if you're online or, you're into movies and you look at Twitter pages about movies or threads and threads pages or whatever you call it on threads accounts about movies, please try to steer clear of everything Spider-Man. If you're excited for this movie like I am, because from like I said, from the rumors that are floating around, somebody somewhere has a full leak of the movie, and I would just want us to all to be able to enjoy this in real time. July, what is it, 31st that this movie comes out, and not have to worry about everything being leaked a month and some change in advance, because I don't know who did that, but that's some bullshit. Everybody doesn't want to get leaked for everything all the time. So I just wanted to come on this. I wanted to come on the show and warn you guys because I already, like I said, I was just scrolling, minding my fucking business, and somebody posted a major, major spoiler for Disclosure Day. And if that was Spider-Man, I would be heated. I would be fucking infuriated, which I was for Disclosure Day as well. But this one, I Spider-Man is literally maybe number 2 on my list for the movies I'm most excited for. It's definitely in the top 5, but it's probably number 2 and only second to Doomsday, to be honest with y'all. So if I was to be spoiled for that, I wouldn't know what to do with myself. I'd be so mad. I'd be so fucking mad. And I don't want that to happen to y'all. So I just wanted to come on here and just make y'all aware that this is a thing that's going on, and please try to steer clear of this. And yeah, and it just mute it. Go in there, mute Spider-Man, mute Brand New Day, mute leaks, just mute every word that you could think of pertaining to this, because they're floating around. And if that trailer was as easily as accessible as it was, I wouldn't want that to be for the full film as well. So I just want to come on here and warn you guys. But that's 2 things down for Spider-Man Brand New Day that happened this week. There's another thing that happened, which this is positive. This is very positive. But this is something that I'm curious about because I actually spoke about this on the last episode. So I think it was Tom Holland, Zendaya, I can't remember her name, but the girl that plays Max in Stranger Things, Sadie Sink. It was her, and then I can't remember the other guy name, but the guy that plays Ned in the Spider-Man movies. essentially they all did like a little promo video, essentially saying, "Hey, next week, which is this week coming up, Spider-Man tickets are going on sale." So of course I'm like, "Oh shit!" For one, that leaked trailer, of course we're gonna get that this week because we're getting tickets. We're getting tickets. That's a big thing. Usually, anytime a major movie like this, they're saying, "Oh, tickets go on sale next week." They usually always accompany that with a new trailer as well. So with that trailer leaking this past week, like it did, that essentially already told me that we should be getting tickets somewhat soon. And then what do you know? Like a day later, they essentially put out the video saying, "Oh yeah, tickets are going on sale next week." Now I do not remember off the top of my head the day that the tickets are dropping. I want to say it'll probably be maybe Thursday. I think that's what it was. I'll go back and look, and I'll probably put it in the description, just to correct myself. The description of this video, that is. But yeah, the tickets go on sale this week, and like I said, I told you guys in the last episode, with the Odyssey tickets coming out and only for premium large format screenings. If that if that shit made AMC Fandango and all that crash the way that it did, I'm telling y'all now, if you want to go see this movie, you need to be prepared this week to get your tickets. I don't know what time they're gonna drop. Actually, I think I heard it's 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I think it was 9 o'clock. That might be 9 o'clock West Coast time. It might, I don't know for sure, but I believe it was 9 a.m. So I don't know what you guys are doing, and like I said, I think it's Thursday. I'll put that in the description with all the details. I think it's Thursday. I don't know what y'all gonna be doing at 9 o'clock on Thursday, but y'all need to make sure if you want to get tickets to this movie, try your best to go there and get them then, because this is not like what the Odyssey is doing. Like, we're only doing it for IMAX, we're only doing it for HD, we're only doing this for Screen X. Like, no, this is, I believe, all screenings. So prepare for some bullshit. I don't know if Fandango and AMC fixed the website. I don't know if there's gonna be another big crash, but I'm expecting one, because like I told you guys in the last episode, when the Spider-Man No Way Home tickets came out, I'm a Cinemark guy. Like I told you, I didn't have to deal with the Fandango and AMC thing because I don't use those. But I remember when the No Way Home tickets came out, and I used Cinemark. Like I said, that crashed as well. So I don't know if you guys do Regal, Cinemark. I don't know if you guys go to Harkins. Like, I don't know which theater you guys go to, but you're gonna want to make sure that you're prepared this week when these tickets come out, because I'm expecting a shit show and I don't want to miss out on tickets. So I'm gonna have to make sure my finger is on the red button as soon as 9 o'clock hits to get my 2 seats, my 2 tickets for me and my fiance, to make sure that we're there to go see this. You want to make sure that you do the same, because this is, like I said, this is gonna be the second highest earning, like biggest highest earning movie of the year, in my opinion. I'm saying that now. Today is June. What's today's date? June 13th. You guys will probably hear me say this June 14th. But today is June 13th for me, and I'm telling you today, I think Spider-Man is going to be the second biggest movie of the year. I think it might even rival for number one, but I still think Doomsday is going to do that. But that essentially says that a lot of people are going to go see this, which means a lot of people are going to buy tickets, which means there's going to be a lot of foot traffic on these websites come Thursday at 9 a.m. or whatever day it is. I'll make sure I confirm that for y'all. But I just wanted to come over here and warn you guys about the leaks. There's a leak trailer floating around. From what people are saying, there's a full leak of the movie going around. So I want you guys to steer clear of that. But I also want you guys to be ready and be prepared for when these tickets drop this week, because that's what they just announced. So I don't want a lot of y'all to have a sequel to what happened with fucking the Odyssey 2 weeks ago. I don't want it to be a sequel for that. I want you guys to be prepared and ready to go once 9 o'clock hits. But that's how I feel about the whole leaked Spider-Man situation. I know a lot of people have been really upset and annoyed online with all the leaks. And a lot of people have actually been questioning why these leaks keep happening, because you don't really, yeah, every now and then there's a big budget movie or like a big summer blockbuster movie where some leaks happen, but the way this has leaked for Spider-Man, it's just been really weird, really odd. Just to say that, just to say the least, it's been really odd. Just put it like that. And you could do with that information whatever y'all want to do with that information. But just me from the outside looking in, something's just fishy going on here. Something I don't know. But yeah, so that's the latest on Spider-Man Brand New Day. What do you guys think? Are you guys gonna go try to get them tickets at 9 come Thursday or whenever those tickets drop? Are y'all gonna be there? I hope you are, because I want to see y'all at the theater like I'll be there, and I'm gonna be in line waiting to get my ticket when they drop. I think y'all should as well. But that's everything that I got for today's episode. Like I always end my episode off by saying, I really appreciate you guys listening, watching. If you put this on the big screen on TV or you watch it on your phone, I know it's just a backdrop picture. Essentially, there's no video yet. I'm working on it, y'all. But I really appreciate y'all. I love how y'all leave feedback. I've been in a lot of new followers and new commenters on Threads, so I appreciate y'all going over to the Threads as well, and just talking movies with me because this is really fun for me. I really just like to go in here and ramble about movies, and then you know just discuss everything about how I feel, what I enjoy, what I didn't like, what I'm excited for. I really want to build a community around people who love film just as much as I do, or people who are just interested in film as much as I am. So I really appreciate you guys sticking with me and continuing to listen week in and week out. I cannot express how much I appreciate you guys. But that's enough of me rambling. I'm gonna go ahead and close this episode off, and I hope to see y'all next time. So until then, peace.